Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Bison recovering, but 31 other species now extinct, say Red List. 3 frog and 1 shark species have vanished, and the Amazonian dolphin and the oak trees are threatened. Europe's biggest land mammal, the European bison, is beginning to recover in numbers thanks to conservation efforts and breeding programs, according to an update on threatened species. But the early years of the last century, the once abundant European bison could be found only in captivity in a few places, and it was only after the Second World War that animals were reintroduced into the wild in small numbers. But 2003, there were 1,800 in the wild, and by the last year the number had more than tripled to a population of more than 6,247 free hanging herds in Poland, Belarus, and Russia. The International Union for the Conservation of Nature, which compiles and regularly updates record of species at risk, has upgraded the outlook for European bison from its previous classification of vulnerable to the less serious grading of the near threatened. And a small release of European bison is now being planned for the United Kingdom in 2022, which would be the first time the species has been seen in the wild in the country for 6,000 years. However, Rafał Kowalczyk, a co-author of the new assessment of the number of the IUCN Bison Specialist Group, said more action was needed to improve the areas available to the bison and foster genetic diversity, as the current population were isolated from one another, and only 8 of the herds were big enough to be genetically viable in the long term. Historically, European bison were reintroduced mostly to forest habitats, where they don't find enough food in winter. However, when they move out of the forest into agricultural areas, they often find themselves in conflict with people, said Kowalczyk. To reduce the conflict risk and the bison's dependence of supplementary feeding, it will be important to create protected areas that include open meadows for them to graze. The IUCN, the red list of species at risk, is the most authoritative assessment of the animal and the plant species that are vulnerable, threatened, or close to extinction. The updates showed the continuity losses of key species in vital ecosystems. Freshwater dolphins are now threatened with extinctions all over the world, with harmful fishing practices, pollution, river damming, and deliberate killing increasing problem for the key species. According to the IUCN, the Tuxi, a small green dolphin found in the Amazon, has become a bycatch casualty of the increasing use to geo-nets in the river system. These are curtain of fishing nets that hang in the water, tunneling the dolphin alongside the target fish. The IUCN advised that they should be eliminated and a ban of the deliberate killing of the Tutsi should be enforced in the region. Reducing the number of them would also help the species, which is now classed as endangered. Altogether, 31 species have been newly listed as extinct in Wednesday Red List update, including 3 frogs of Central America, the Chiquiriqui harlequin frog, which has not been recorded since 1996, despite extensive searches, and the wolves dispersing probably wolves to be spread of the disease caused by chytrid fungus. The Wisconsin harlequin frog, not recorded since 1986, and another likely casualty of the chytridiomycosis, and the Crowgster million, which has no common name in the unknown only from a single female specimen collected in 1978. Plants are also coming under increasing threat, and the IUCN solded and one of the white progenitor of the fermented macadamia nut, as 3 white macadamia species are now threatened with extinction. The discovery comes from a comprehensive assessment of the Protea family of flowering plants of the southern hemisphere, to which macadamia belongs, that found at least 637 of the 1,464 known Protea species were vulnerable or endangered. The climate crisis is a part to blame, as many of these plants are restricted in their hang, and the shift in natural fire cycles have hit them hard, along with invasive species competing for space and the loss of habitats to farming. A third of oak tree species around the world are also threatened with extinction. According to a new comprehensive assessment, China and Mexico show the highest number of threatened species, but the oaks in the US are also falling victim to diseases, invasive species, and the impact of the climate crisis. The 31 extinctions also include a shark that was first formally described last year. The lost shark, Carcharinus obscetus, lived in the South China Sea and was last recorded in 1934. Its habitat as one of the most overfished in the world, and the lack of sighting has led naturalists to conclude it must have vanished. Out of the 15 freshwater fish species known to be endemic to Lake Lanao in the Philippines, 15 are now classed as extinct, and 2 as possibly extinct. These extinctions were caused by the introduction of invasive species that prey on the native fish, as well as overfishing in the lake and its outlet, and the destructive finishing methods. Said many times, this planet is the animal planet. We are invited. Unfortunately, we are the responsible for this destruction, for nature, the extinction of the different species, animal, and the plants. Now we must stop these extinctions. we are the problem and we are the solution. Now, right now, you and me, we must, you must do all for this planet. Is our house, our unique house in this solar system, in this universe, that moment, in that moment. So for me, it's very sad reading this news about the extinction, for the climate crisis. In my opinion, the human race is the worst species in the world. Unfortunately, the animals suffered and our hands. But if we are the problem, we are the solution. Depend each other, us, change this future, save this planet. We are the inviting this planet, so we must protect them, protect it. Sorry, and protect them, protect the animals, plants, the life in this planet, in this world. We must to do our part and save this planet. Thank you very much for watching this video, sharing this video, comments, give a like, it's very important for me, and comment, it's very important, your comment. Okay, thank you very much. See you soon and another interesting news. Good afternoon, good night, good morning. See you soon. Bye.